how you can bring millet back into their plates, back into their farms, back into their local ecosystem is the question.
Whereas millets, very little water requirement, you can literally grow in stones.
People had to grow millets, they had to still make a good income, otherwise they would shift to something else.
If you're wanting to get into making cookies or vermicelli, then what should be your roadmap?
Mass-produced crops like the wheat and the paddy and things like that, they're very environmentally extracting, if you like. You know, they require high amounts of water, they require, you know, very manipulated soil and things like that, high inputs and things like that. Whereas millets, you know, very little water requirement, very little external input from the farmers other than some weeding and things like that. No? And it's easy to harvest, it's extremely nutritious, and there's no waste basically. Everything can be utilized and things like that. No? So it can be put back in the soil, there's no, and it just continually sort of builds on itself.
Problem is how a household in say Mandla in Madhya Pradesh, a tribal household, used to cultivate and consume millets. Now they have left it. How you can bring millet back into their plates, back into their farms, back into their local ecosystem, local economy is the question. It is 6 different millets. Some are husk, some are naked, and then processing are different. So I need to understand the grain, I need to understand the machine, so that capacity should be there, and then the business planning all there. So how do we actually provide all this ecosystem of support for anybody who wants to set up a millet enterprise at one stop? It's not just the selling point, they also consume it. This is the place where we started working.
If you imagine a village which only has walking access, how do you get the machine into the village? So we wanted to look at technologies that were also durable, like very power efficient. They should be replaceable locally and minimal repairs requirement and things to, you know, ensure that constant operation, things like that. So that's sort of how Millet Mentor sort of came about.
It's not only technology which can solve your problem. It's not only clean energy which can solve your problem. It requires appropriate financing. It requires appropriate market linkages. It requires appropriate capacity building, as well as schemes convergence. These were the 3 parts that we really wanted to bring on the same platform. The mentors, the training, capacity building, as well as the actual enterprises, financiers, government departments which can convert these plans into action.
Organizations or individuals with proven millet experience across India can apply to become mentors. Enterprising farmers, FPOs, FPCs, SHGs, and social enterprises can apply to become mentees. As part of Millet Mentor, an initiative gains a clear growth roadmap, powered by expert guidance, technical support, market access, and industry connections that bridge technology with grassroots enterprise. On-site support includes consultations, operational monitoring, customized training, and troubleshooting. For new or expanding units, experts assess production needs, plan machine capacities and layouts, coordinate vendors, and oversee installation, testing, and benchmarking, ensuring precision-ready operations in months. Process line improvement helps existing units scale, boost efficiency, or revive old mills. Experts identify machinery, quality, and workflow gaps, then implement upgrades from better layouts and solarization to enhanced SOPs for optimized output, lower costs, and greater sustainability. Millet Mentor AI offers a searchable platform for farmers and enterprises to get reliable, field-tested answers on any millet topic via free WhatsApp chatbot or website. It also provides specialized capacity building, operations training on processing and quality, technicians training on machine maintenance, managers training on accounts, MIS, and production planning.
Millets are basically left out by women because of the kind of drudgery involved in making them, processing them. So once you remove that, then there is a whole lot of women's wisdom that comes into play. Once you create some kind of a demand there, then she also helps them in doing various recipes, various items within the village, in the household. Then this woman is linked to an FPO. She'll be part of a supply chain.
We realized that if people had to grow millets, they had to still make a good income. Otherwise, they would shift to something else. And therefore, SOFA from the beginning itself said that we will buy millets above market rate. Because we give them a good price, people started growing millets, and because they grow, they eat it also. Now, it was a very natural cycle. Now, the next thing was to get women involved in this whole process. So we formed women's groups, and these women's groups started buying from the farmers or from SOFA and value adding. We ran into a big crisis, and that is power. As our orders grew, what happened is, because power was erratic, we could never fulfill the orders. And that's when SELCO stepped in, and at that time we did not have the money to buy the panels. So SELCO Foundation said that we will give you the panels. Every month you pay us what you pay the electricity bill, and you close your load. And in about 3 years we closed the load, and so the solar panels were ours. And then we realized the beauty of solar.
I think also this technologies, particularly on farm, will encourage more youth and more women to be, involved in the farming. Because honestly, I don't know what's happening next, because, small-scale farming is the largest percentage of Indian farming now. So without the right technologies, these grey-haired farmers are not going to live forever. So we need the technologies that are gender sensitive, that are youth, attractive.